Chapter 39: The Joker's Invitation. The Batmobile's engine thrummed beneath me as Gotham's skyline materialized through the November fog. Selina sat in the passenger seat, her vacation tent already seeming out of place against the city's perpetual gray. We'd flown back on the earliest flight, cutting our paradise short by hours that felt like stolen years. "Talk to me, Bruce," I said into the comm system. His voice crackled through, tired and tense. Joker's transport was ambushed on the Vince Finkel Bridge. 3 guards dead, driver missing. Blackgate's reviewing footage, but preliminary analysis suggests inside help. "How long has he been loose?" Selina asked. Bruce paused. 18 hours. "And Renee, he left something for you." My hands tightened on the steering wheel. The Batmobile's heads-up display painted the route to the bunker in electric blue, but my instincts were already screaming that we weren't going to make it there first. "What kind of something?" "A card, hand-delivered to the Gotham Gazette's mailroom this morning." Bruce's tone carried a warning. "Vicky Vale found it on your desk. She called Gordon before opening it." The city blurred past as I accelerated through the industrial district. Beside me, Selina had gone very still, her hand resting on the door's concealed weapon compartment. "What did it say?" I already knew I wouldn't like the answer. Bruce read it in a flat voice. "Welcome home, Renee. I've prepared a homecoming gift. You have until midnight to find it, or 23 people die, one for each year of your beautiful, reality-bending life. The game starts at the place where you first saved me from justice. XOXO, J." My stomach dropped. "Axis Chemical." "Dick's already there," Bruce confirmed. "But Renee, Gordon's concerned this is exactly what Joker wants, you walking into a prepared kill zone." "Then what's the alternative?" "Let 23 people die." The words came out sharper than intended. Selina's hand found my knee, grounding. "We go in smart. Together. That's what he won't expect." She was right. Joker had built his entire persona around chaos and isolation, around watching heroes crumble under impossible choices. But I'd learned something in that tower, something he'd witnessed, but maybe hadn't fully understood. I wasn't alone anymore. "Bruce, have Gordon set a perimeter at Axis Chemical. No one in or out except us. And run thermal scans if you can get a satellite window." "Already on it." The clicking of keys filtered through the comm. "Renee, be careful. Joker spent 3 weeks in Blackgate with nothing to do but plan. Whatever's waiting for you, it's tailored specifically to your strengths and weaknesses." The abandoned chemical plant loomed ahead, its rusted towers skeletal against the charcoal sky. Police cruisers ringed the perimeter, their lights painting the fog in alternating blue and red. I parked the Batmobile 2 blocks out in an alley Alfred had marked as secure, and Selina and I emerged in full gear. My red armor felt heavier than it had 2 weeks ago, or maybe that was just the weight of knowing what waited inside. Selina's Catwoman suit was midnight black, except for the silver claws at her fingertips, her blonde hair tucked beneath the cowl. We moved through the shadows like we'd been doing this together for years instead of months. Dick met us at the eastern entrance, his Nightwing suit's blue accents nearly invisible in the dark. "Building's clear on thermal, but there are cold spots, areas the scan can't penetrate. Likely lead-lined rooms." "That's where he'll be," I said. We entered through the same service door I'd chased Jack Napier through all those weeks ago, before the chemicals, before the grin, before he became something that couldn't be reasoned with. The interior was exactly as I remembered, rust and rot and the lingering chemical smell that never quite left. Except now, there were lights. Battery-powered floodlights illuminated a path through the facility, leading us deeper into the complex. And at regular intervals, Polaroid photographs were taped to the walls. I recognized the people in them instantly, my neighbors in Crime Alley. Mrs. Chun from the corner store, The teenagers who played basketball in the abandoned lot. Old Mr. Reyes who fed the stray dogs. 23 photographs. 23 lives. He's hurting us, Dick said quietly. Selena's voice was tight. Then we spring the trap on our terms. We followed the lights to the main processing floor, the cavernous space where the chemical vats still squatted like sleeping monsters. And there, in the center of the room, was Joker's gift. 23 chairs arranged in a circle, 23 people bound and gagged, their eyes wide with terror above the duct tape. And in the middle of the circle, a device that made my blood freeze. It was elegant in its simplicity, a central hub connected to 23 smaller mechanisms, each one strapped to a hostage's chest. The readout on the hub glowed green. 11:47 p.m. 13 minutes. Joker's voice echoed from hidden speakers, delighted and manic. Welcome to the homecoming, Crimson Claw. I've missed our little chats. Now, let me explain the rules of tonight's game. That device has 23 independent triggers. You can disarm them one at a time. Manually, Dick Grayson would need approximately 19 seconds per mechanism. Do the math, and you're 4 minutes short. He paused for effect, and I could hear the smile in his voice. Or, you could use those delicious reality-warping powers of yours. Rewrite the bombs as duds. Save everyone instantly. Of course, you've already used that trick 3 times. And we both know what happens to reality benders who push too hard. They just, poof, disappear. So what's it going to be, Renee? Your existence or theirs? The laughter that followed was genuine, joyful, the sound of a man who believed he'd crafted the perfect joke. Selena's hand found mine in the dark. Dick was already moving toward the hostages, his expression grim, and I stood there, feeling the dream angels stirring at the edges of my consciousness, crystalline and patient, and waiting for me to make a choice that would define everything that came after.